talk again? Talk. Jacob?
Am I a little laggy? Am I a little laggy? Am I a little laggy?
Yes, just,
You are
just
mine.
a little bit, yeah.
Okay. I don't know what's going on.
That's what happens when you've got your internet being run by a hamster on a wheel outside.
Well, to be fair, that's all we have out here.
All right.
Actually, let me. This is ridiculous.
All right, stream looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and close that out. I'm gonna go ahead and tweet this out. Ooh, hey Brent, do you have a Twitter or no? I thought you did.
I don't have a Twitter.
Okay.
I have pretty much everything else. All that crap.
So do you want to be introduced as Brent Henry or Brent Philip Henry?
Brent Philip Henry is fine.
Okay.
Because I mean that's the name that I go by for union shit.
Dude, Astro-Trash was fucking great, man.
I mean, you don't have to say that just because I'm on the show.
No, I'm serious. We haven't even started the show yet. I'm just telling you because it's always awesome. I was jealous. I was like, man, why didn't he call me for a voice, man? What's up,
Dude,
Rampage?
if I actually tell you what happened with all that, honestly, it was nuts.
Save it for the show. That's good show stuff.
Oh no, trust me, I remember. That's not that. It's just because we tried to push it out right before all the pandemic stuff happened.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And then still had to wait longer.
All right, well, I'm pretty much good to go if you guys are. I'll go ahead and start the show.
Yep.
One second. Almost.
Yeah, I got the ad ready to go and everything.
Is it a long one?
A long one.
No, not really. Not longer than the other ones.
Okay.
We've had longer ones.
All right. Well,
It's not fucking Shakespeare again.
Wait, did you actually have Shakespeare?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he made me read Shakespeare on
That's
our
pretty-
podcast. It's pretty sadistic, honestly.
It's pretty sadistic. I said iambic pentameter.
Yeah, we have a sponsor for the show who has giving us money, and in turn, we have to read ridiculously long ad reads at the beginning.
That's actually pretty funny. Let me move my friend's clothes.
I feel like he's essentially funding us just to fuck with us.
Yeah. And I still have this.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm shaving or I'm cutting a mullet into his head Sunday.
Dude, I can't wait to see that. We have got to put that on the Facebook page and the Twitter.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna plaster it everywhere. I'm bringing my mom with me, and I'm gonna. Well, are we live right now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna say that then because it's gonna be a surprise.
Okay.
But,
And Rampage is first to join us in the chat room.
all right, Rampage. What's up, man?
All right, well, if we're good to go, I'm gonna get this thing started.
Yeah, I'm just trying to level.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Body big booty bitches biking backwards buoyantly while bantering in bashful baritones blowing barrages of bubbles bodaciously a befuddlingly berserk beacon of bedlam. What more do people want from me? There's like 3 days left to vote for Touch Biloxi as Best Solo Duo Musical Act in this year's Covey Awards. Go to coastobserver.com and figure it out. If that's too much for you, just like Touch Biloxi on Facebook. Whatever. Hit it.
Oh boy, that music can only mean one thing. It is Thursday evening and it is time for Open Micers Podcast. My name is Jason Robbins.
I'm Jacob Craig.
Oh, we got a good guest tonight, my friend. We have a great guest tonight. One of my friends and one of the producers and also one of the greatest wolfmen to ever grace the silver screen from the Astro-Trash podcast and also Sawilo Films. Is that how it's pronounced, Sawilo?
You're close, man. Excuse me. It's Sawilo.
Sawilo. Suilo
Yeah.
Films, who was the production company on Monsters Anonymous, Mr. Brent Phillip Henry. So how are you doing, my friend? It's been a while since we've spoken.
It has been a while, actually. Too long.
Yeah, it's been last time I saw you and talked to you was I think it was St. Patrick's Day last year.
God, was it that? Oh, when I actually saw you?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. When we came in with when we went to eat with all them, all the
Yeah.
guys.
We went to eat dinner with the cast of Clerks. It was the most surreal,
Yeah.
weird evening of my life. It was me and you, and also our buddy Matt Westphalen, who incidentally was just on the. Have you heard the new podcast from the Scrubs podcast, Fake Doctors, Real Friends?
I haven't heard it, but I saw him post it.
Yeah, he was just on it this last week. I'm like, this freaking dude is everywhere, man. Dude, Matt's.
Was he really?
Yeah, he
That's
was
good. I
on.
mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, he was on there. So, but yeah, that was that was a weird, fun night, man. That was that was strange but wonderful.
It was. I mean, because obviously we knew that O'Halloran was going to be there, but it just made me laugh because I had no idea any of the rest of them were going to be there, and it really kind of was like it's like a scene all of a sudden where I'm like, we're just walking out, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's like half of the cast of the original. What the hell? I was like, I didn't know they were coming. Whatever, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Well, that's how it
Yeah,
was.
you guys had to keep that a secret too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because no one was supposed to know that they were supposed to be there.
Well, I got what's her name? She played Veronica in the film in Clerks. What's her real name?
Marilyn.
Yeah, Marilyn Gigliotti.
Yeah.
She got on to me because I took a group picture of us, and then I immediately posted it to Instagram, and she's like, "You got to take that down right now. Nobody's supposed to know we're all here." And I'm like, "Oh shit!" So I had to scramble and take it down, and I couldn't post it until after the release of Jay and Silent Bob. What was the
Reboot.
Reboot, and
Reboot.
So that was my first brush with don't post shit unless you get permission. But one thing, can you hear me?
Me?
Yeah.
I can hear fine. Yeah, I'm staying at a friend's house, and it's funny because I'm like in the bedroom, like with the door shut, to make sure that I can hear.
Okay,
y'all can hear me.
I'm getting a
Like,
weird.
shut up!
I'm getting a weird crackle, and I didn't know if that was on my end or coming from you guys. But
No, I'm hearing it too. So I don't think it's my end.
Okay.
It might have been me. Sorry, I moved. It might have been the chair.
Oh, that's okay. Well, tell us a little bit about your. Let's start from the beginning. How did you even get into acting, and wanting to actually get into like production and all that? Because you're pretty hardcore into the production side of things too.
Now more than ever, I guess. I guess you could say that. But acting, the first time I ever really wanted to do it was actually a teacher that got me into it in seventh grade. And ever since then, I knew that's what I wanted to do. And I took a speech class, and I actually used to be really shy, and she kind of got me to break out of my bubble and all that, and try new things and get up and break that and learn how to perform and do that in front of other people and not have it, freeze or break down, that kind of good stuff. But it's kind of then that I realized that's what I wanted to do, and I've been trying to do it ever since. But I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. But once you kind of get addicted, it's like a drug.
Yeah. Were you into like theater and stuff in high school or anything like that?
Yeah, I was. I played football in high school, and I quit football to do theater. Actually,
no, that's. Did you get more girls in theater or football?
it's funny because it was a weird thing. I mean, because I went to high school in Texas, and it's we had a really good football team and everything like that. And don't get me wrong, I still like football, but it's not something I knew I was never gonna play in the NFL or anything like that.
Yeah.
Plus, I knew that I loved acting, and that's what I really wanted to do. And so, I mean, that's what I did, man. I gave it up for that because it was hard to do both. Like I used to go from practice straight to rehearsal, and like not even have time to take a shower sometimes. So that was fun.
So, I met you a few years, not too long before we actually made Monsters Anonymous. I met you in Jeremy London's acting class, and I don't, you were. I could tell you kind of had like a athlete background or whatever. You're kind of an intimidating guy in person. Well, the thing is, like, there's this really like intensity about you, like especially when you're doing serious, like serious monologues or parts and stuff like that. Like you just come across like this really intense, like kind of person. It almost like speaking of Scrubs, like the John C. McGinley,
Dr.
like
Cox.
you have a real John C. McGinley kind of uh like thing about you, like just kind of like friendly but also very intense. And then you get past that and you're like, this dude's goofy. He's all right.
You honestly summed it up pretty well. It's kind of funny because I've heard that like my whole life, and it's always funny. It's like, man, you're not the way you seem to be at first. It's like, I guess that's a good thing.
So what did
So,
you? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
well, I was just curious about something. I was curious about how you got the role of Wolfman in Monsters Anonymous.
I will actually tell the real true story about that because he's an awesome guy and he's still a really good friend of both of ours. You know those, don't you know the story, Jason?
I'm not sure.
I don't know if you do or not,
Was it
because
through
you know it's
Jason
supposed to be
Edwards?
Jason Edwards, right?
Yeah, I think he was original. Well, actually, when I first wrote it, he was supposed to play the part of Dracula.
Yeah.
That's who I wrote it for.
Oh, was he? I didn't even know that. He's supposed to be Dracula at first.
Yeah, and when I first wrote it, he was who I wanted to be Dracula. So I wrote the part for him.
Damn, I didn't even know that. So that, oh god, that makes it even worse or better depending on how you look at it. Like, no, because he like, okay, I didn't know that. That's actually, God, he's such a nice guy. Jesus.
Yeah.
He really is. No, because that means Halloran obviously did Dracula, and then I know Jeremy wanted him to be Wolfman, and then I got involved on the acting and the producing side. So I don't want to say that it completely didn't have anything to do with that, but then he was talking about wanting me to do the role. Like, it sounds so dumb, but like I actually kind of always had a thing with the Wolfman. And that was one of my nicknames, like in high school, actually. It was, yeah, from football crap, but like, it. I've always wanted to do just even Wolfman once, any kind. I didn't care,
Yeah.
and I think I had mentioned something about it, and Jason knew. We started becoming really good friends, and he offered to step down and let me do it, and I did not want to do that at first.
Really?
And he insisted on like basically saying, "Hey, it's better that you do it than me." Da da da. I mean, just shows what kind of awesome guy he is, honestly.
Yeah. We actually he was one of our first interviews on this podcast. If
Oh, you had him on here? I didn't know that.
He was episode 8,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
Yeah, it was pretty early, before episode 10. It was somewhere before that.
Yeah. He was a really cool guy. That was the first time I met him when we talked, and he kind of got that I wanted to talk about comedy after he mentioned wanting to be a stand-up, and that's pretty much just like where he took the conversation.
Yeah, but
That's funny.
everything that happened up until Monsters Anonymous was like everything was the cast was set in stone. I had completely different ideas of who all I wanted to be in the movie, because originally it was just going to be me and Jason were going to basically finance it ourselves. We were going to just make it for like $2,000, and then it just sort of blew up from there. And when it came to me that you were going to play the Wolfman, like I had only met you a couple times, and you had already had like all these acting credits and stuff under your belt, and you were making you were part of Sawilo Films, making stuff and like commercials and everything. I'm like, why does this dude want to be a part of our stupid little movie? And like, if it weren't for you and you bringing on, Brian Kaz and the whole Sawilo Films production team, I don't think there's no way in hell Monsters Anonymous would have actually gotten made. Like, Brian Kaz is the unsung hero of that movie.
Brian's almost always the unsung hero, honestly. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, he was the saving grace of that movie. I mean, yeah, Jeremy directed, but you know, Brian really like the way that movie looks, the way it flows, the cinemat like of course the cinematography because he was the cinematographer for it, the editing, there's CGI in it that is so good you don't even know there's CGI in it, and it's
Yeah.
all because of Brian. And I want that dude to do everything I make from now on. I want you and him to be right there with me making everything I'm going to do in the future.
It's funny you said that though, because he really doesn't he doesn't get anywhere near enough of the credit that he deserves. And I don't even try to use positive adjectives unless I really mean them.
Mm.
And like it's always funny when I try to describe Brian to people because they really just don't understand. They think I'm just, blowing him up, trying to make him sound like better than he is, and then they, meet him because Brian's not, he's not like a boisterous guy. He will once you get him talking about something he really likes, but he's the kind of guy, I got to like drag him out of the house sometimes. But that guy is so talented at so many things and doesn't get anywhere near enough credit of what he deserves. I just recognize that and say, hey, I want to work with you.
Yeah. That's why I was hoping at some point, in the festival run, Monsters would have won some sort of, best cinematography or, some best production, because I would have totally given the trophy to him and been like, dude, you
Oh yeah, I mean,
completely
yeah, I agree.
deserve this. And like you
It's
said, he just doesn't get near like that dude should be making Marvel movies. He's that good.
I'm going to tell him you said that. If he does, I mean, he's going to watch it eventually. He's actually out of town for what is it? His nephew's bachelor party.
Oh, cool.
But
Who's getting married
no,
All
during
right.
COVID?
do what?
So who the
Huh?
hell's getting married during COVID?
I don't know. I probably shouldn't have said that out loud. Jesus.
That's okay.
Who's having a bachelor party during COVID? Who wants to go to a strip club where everyone has to wear masks?
Right. I mean, I don't want to go to the strip club normally, but
Mm.
no, it's funny though because it's super small. I don't even think they're really doing anything. But he's gonna watch the show.
Okay.
Obviously not now, but
Yeah. So what's
Yeah.
so what's some of the
So
other? Oh, go
no, you
ahead.
go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead. I always dominate the conversation when there's Monsters alumnus on the show.
That's true. You do.
Yes,
Wait a
I'll
minute.
sit
I
back.
feel like I skipped over.
Oh my gosh, you just like completely roboted out.
yeah, he did.
All right, I think he's frozen, so we'll wait for him to catch up. So tell me a little bit about Astro-Trash, and oh, there, Jacob, you're back. Are you back? I can't
Yeah,
hear
you
you.
guys are you guys are still frozen for me.
No, we're fine here. It's you that's frozen.
Oh, that's awesome.
You're moving. I can hear you now.
Yeah, you're moving and we can hear you. So go ahead and ask the question.
Okay, so I felt like I skipped over a lot going straight to Wolfman and Monsters Anonymous. So how did you get involved in your production company and get all the credits under your belt?
I mean, well, for production stuff, I don't know. I kind of when I got here, and when I say here, I mean Louisiana. I'm from Texas originally, and I actually went to Austin first to like completely pursue acting, and then I got like a small feature role. It ended up turning into like 3 weeks worth of work. In where was it? Like in Hammond. But and ever since then, I just stayed. But I don't know. I don't know, been told that I was good at putting things together, and I guess I kind of just put that in with acting. And I saw that there were a lot of a lot of productions that were being made, and even I don't want to say like on a lesser level, but smaller budgets, but then they were able to get enough money to even get like a smaller name or whatever, and make these movies that were making money or just even having fun, but like on a very lower level. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I think I might be able to do that. I really want to try. And that's kind of how that just started happening. And I've kind of locked myself in with Brian because I do believe in him that much. It's not to say that I haven't done like smaller stuff, but we've been trying to get like our stuff made for a long time, and been close a lot, but not there yet, obviously.
Yeah. So another thing too. Rampage said he's from Texas too, so that's pretty cool.
I forgot your name.
Texas is a
awesome.
big place, though.
Yes, it is.
I
I've actually been all over in the last like month.
So, you actually, because of you, we also got Crystal Shannon on the movie as well to do the makeup and everything, and she's done. Oh my God, what are some of her credits? She's done Walking Dead. Let me look her up real quick.
She does makeup, right?
Yes. She's done all the. I mean, she's worked on all the Walking Deads, and then the new one that's about to come out.
Yes,
she was effects on the head effects on that one actually.
She did Deepwater Horizon, Fear the Walking Dead. Oh, here's a cool looking one: Navy SEALs versus zombies. I'm gonna have to watch that. She's got a.
Might be disappointed with that one,
but she's Club Dread. I didn't know she did Club Dread or has worked on it.
That's not that movie.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
It's not. No. It's not Broken Lizard.
Oh, okay. Eat Brains Love. That sounds awesome.
That's based off a book, and that they finally released that I think only like a year or two ago. Wow. And that's actually not a bad film. I don't think so. I mean,
but yeah, I mean, really, I mean, you're pretty much an unsung hero for monsters too. I mean, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't. That movie would not have been what it is. It would have been a pile of garbage.
Both trees are just him.
Without, it's just him.
Am I frozen again?
Nope. I think Brent's frozen now. What the hell, internet?
Yeah, look, it did the same thing to me. I think it might be Discord.
All right, let me.
Because my internet's fucking tight right now.
Let me switch us to U.S. Central. All right, you back?
Okay, is that better?
All right, let's see if Brent pops in.
Looks like he might be lost right now.
Oh no!
Dude, it did the same thing to me where everyone else is like moving and talking, but you're saying that I'm frozen, and I'm like,
let me pause the podcast real quick. Okay. We'll be right back.
Technical difficulties, man.
Let me move us back to south and see if that helps.
Oh, no. That doesn't.
Yeah, I think we may have lost him for a moment. Let me pull up Facebook Messenger.
Hello?
Ah, there he is.
Hey.
My bad. It's funny. I'm just talking and listening. I was like, wait a minute. I think that might be me.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go ahead and unpause us real quick. And we're back. We had a little internet hiccup there for some reason. I forgot what we were talking about before everything went to shit.
We were talking about Crystal Shannon, right?
Oh, yeah,
Is that her name?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, without you and Brent and Crystal, like you guys were really made that movie what it was, and way more than I could have ever expected it to be. And I just want to if I have never said it before, I just want to say thank you right here and on the show.
You actually have. I mean, even though I appreciate you saying that again, you've actually said that more than anyone. Just so you know.
Well, I appreciate, you know, everything that you did for us. And one of the coolest things that you guys are working on now is a podcast called Astro-Trash. And I listened to it as soon as you gave it to me, sent me the link. I put it in my podcatcher, and I listened to it a few weeks ago, and I listened to it in 2 days. And it doesn't take that long to listen to. I mean, it's about like 30-minute long episodes. Like there's like 6 episodes. But tell everybody about Astro-Trash because I won't be able to do it justice.
Well, just let me honestly, I really just got to say this first of all, because you listen to it when you actually say you're going to listen to it. And I like that. Unlike my family and stuff. Oh, crap. Did I say it out loud? My bad.
Well, the crazy thing is the production value on it. is crazy. Like
Dude,
I didn't
Brian.
I didn't know what to expect because I saw the the little promo photo you guys have for it and everything. I went to the website and I'm like, I don't know what to expect from this, and I started listening to it and just like 2 minutes into it, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm in for a ride.
It's one thing that I'm hearing from or people are not hearing, depending on how you want to put that. Brian actually has. I mean, I think he fixed a lot of it, but he made it sound so good in a lot of ways that you
Mhm.
really almost have to have like the correct kind of like you have to have decent speakers.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of stuff that I had a good friend of mine who he was like, yeah, I really couldn't like hear like a lot of stuff you were talking about. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's like there's almost constant, you're hearing constant things the entire time, not like a lot of podcasts because it's a fictional show, kind of like, because I don't know, have you seen like what's an example? Homecoming, like Julia
Uh,
Roberts on Amazon.
yes. Yeah. I've seen some. I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we're going along like trying to do the same kind of thing they did. Like a lot of those shows, the fictional shows like that,
Yeah. But I did
like when they
listen
started.
to Homecoming, the actual podcast,
Okay,
years
actually,
ago.
I've
Yeah.
listened to a couple of them too before we started doing this, just to get an idea of what the ones that had already gotten picked up, kind of what they sounded like and stuff. But a lot of those though actually did have names, and obviously we don't technically have a name, but we were try to go based off of, hey, if we can get people to listen to it and they think it's as good as we think it is, maybe you might want to do something with this.
Mm. Well, definitely the way to listen to it is with a really good set of earphones or headphones. I listen to it on a really good set of Bluetooth headphones, and just the soundscape on it, like the attention to detail that Brian puts into it. I mean, it completely submerges you in that world. Like I can literally see things. Like it was so good that I could see things happening as I'm listening to it, if that makes any sense.
No, it does, and I mean that's what we were trying to do. Honestly, like I said, we just wanted to show almost no budget, obviously, but try to pull off high production value with that, which makes me happy to hear you say that because I know you wouldn't say it unless you actually mean it.
Yeah, I listened to it, and I started on a second listen through. I haven't listened to it all the way a second time yet. Um, but man, you guys hear my stomach? I must be hungry. Uh, but uh, but I listened to it, and if you're into kind of, and I'm trying to like the genre of it is kind of hard to explain. It's about this couple who find this old television show called Astro-Trash, like old VHS tapes, and they start watching the VHS tapes, and then it goes into the Astro-Trash show itself, um, which is sort of set up like this cheesy cheese ball, like 80s sci-fi comedy, like sci-fi comedy show, like a cheesy 80s sci-fi comedy show, and that's basically like the gist of it is they're watching this TV show from beginning to end, and you're kind of listening to it along with them. But then there's this other story that goes along with the couple, which you actually voiced. Didn't you voice the what was the name of the character?
I'm Brad. I'm the brother.
Yeah, Brad the brother, and they explain what's going on with them because they they're like almost in like a Hansel and Gretel sort of situation. It's weird, but it's so funny and cool.
I like how you said that. That's actually a good way to put it without giving anything away. By the way,
Yeah.
no, and I'll get to that in a minute. It's funny because I wanted to hear what you were going to say. The way you were going to try to describe the genre because it is hard to describe that.
But yes,
Um,
Rampage. It is an audio. Yes, it's an audio drama, but it's a comedy
oh
sci-fi.
yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely try to go darker comedy because I mean the main inspirations though were I mean I don't know if either one of you guys seen Red Dwarf or no.
Yes, that was the first
Okay.
thing that popped in my head. I was like, yeah,
Yes.
this is a lot like
Well,
Red Dwarf.
Brian is a big BBC guy, and I'm not gonna act like I had seen it before and I hadn't.
Mm.
I've seen things that are kind of similar, but he showed me the show, to show me his inspiration for the writing and everything, and I mean I loved it immediately. And then also to me, and the best way we describe it is like it's kind of Red Dwarf, like Rick and Morty, Mystery Science Theater 3000,
Mhm.
80s mixed in,
That's
space,
another thing. I
trash.
did get a lot of Rick and Morty vibes out of it too. Kind of the
Oh yeah, big time.
you can definitely
Can you,
tell that you guys like Rick and Morty.
right?
Not that it's the same, but it's got that weird kind of science fiction vibe to it. That kind of really smart, but you've got idiot characters, but everybody's kind of smart in their own way, kind of thing. You know.
Man, Brian would be so happy that you just said that. Honestly, I'm not even kidding because we had so many conversations about that. How I was giving anything away, but there's always like at one point or another where even the kid, like you said, somebody seems like it's like the idiot character, but still has some a positive contribution and
Yes.
still figures out like a major problem in an episode.
That's what I love about it because it's got you've got your straight characters, your kind of the straight man type character, and then you got your goofy characters, but then the straight man's like kind of goofy and like those kind not straight man, but you got like your female
Yeah, I know you
captain
mean.
who's kind of like the she's the gung ho, like I'm the captain of the ship, and then you've got the scientist that they pick up, the girl, and then what's the one guy? He talk like this.
All I could think of when you did that was when it was like a mix between Brian and you as the devil when you just did that.
Yeah, and he what do they call weed in space? They call it trying to remember what every
Oh, and then like, it's oh god, it's terrible. I know it too, and I can't think of
God,
it.
I
Give me a
can't
second.
the weed something weed.
It's weeds. It's gonna drive me nuts.
Man, I literally like it was right there, and then it left my brain. Ah,
Hold on, because here I'm trying to get here. You're talking. You're talking about what's his face?
because him, and then there's the little alien guy that hangs out with him, and they're on a trash barge basically through space, and
Yeah, and to me, that kind of because that to me at least, not all the way, but a little bit like it kind of with that part of it at least was kind of like the Firefly aspect a little bit.
yes. That's another thing I loved about it. It reminded me of like that the whole crew of misfits that all
Hmm.
seem like they hate each other, but they all secretly would do anything for each other. That kind of dynamic, and I loved it, and I really hope there's a season 2, and I would love to see an actual TV show based on something like this. I think something like this would go over very well with the science fiction community.
I mean, that's what. I mean, obviously, that's what the goal is. I mean, still is. We're just trying to get it out there right now and
Yeah.
get it promoted and get people to listen to it, get some kind of fan base for it because I mean obviously we think it's good enough at least to listen to
Yeah.
and try to get a good enough idea for a show, and it makes me happy because to me like I mean you guys are right, it's the fan base. I mean
Yeah.
Right.
Jones was his name. Gotta talk like this. And then you got Seymour.
you,
uh,
you know who Jones is, right?
oh yeah, it's Brian. It's Brian
Okay,
himself.
making
Because,
sure.
dude, as soon as I saw that on the website when I first looked at it, because I was like, because when I first listened to it, I thought it was you, and I was like, is that Brent doing that voice? Who is that? And then I looked, and it was Brian. I was like, oh yeah,
It almost was me at one point. I actually switched roles like multiple times. I was supposed to be Seymour at first.
but yeah, everybody can go to Astro dash trash.com, and that takes you right to the site. And I love the promo picture for this.
Oh, the one with me or Brad and Bunny.
Yeah, I can't stop fanboying over this thing because I love it so much. Like, Jacob, did you get a chance to listen to it yet?
No, I haven't given it a listen. I've actually never listened to a scripted podcast before, so I'm really interested to see how it even works, even because I don't even know, you know.
It's honestly neither had I. Um, and then of course before we listened to some before we shot this or recorded this. I'm sorry, I'm still used to saying shoot. But it's I still like again like with what Jason said, like with what Brian did, like just I actually almost want you to listen to some other ones first
Hmm.
so you can see the difference. I'm not saying like ours is the best thing ever, but like we really did try to emphasize the sound on
Yeah,
it.
Yeah, I would definitely suggest if you're going to listen to it with a really good set of
I got you.
headphones because you're
Oh,
gonna
it's
hear
marijuana weeds.
marijuana weeds. Is that what they
Yeah,
called it?
that's what they call them, the marijuana weeds. Yeah.
He's like constantly getting high. Well, they're all constantly getting high on the ship. It's
It's only
so
one person.
yeah. Oh man, but yeah, I cannot stress it enough. If you're listening to this right now and you're interested, even if you've never listened to a podcast before, this would be one of the perfect podcasts to listen to because it's not just a bunch of dudes talking about stuff or chicks talking about stuff or women, I should say. I should say chicks these days. I'm old. But it's actually a scripted, very well produced podcast, and I can't recommend it
Bird.
enough. And but yeah, Brent, we're coming up on the end of the show pretty soon. What other stuff you got coming out here pretty soon?
I mean for our stuff for company wise, I mean we still do commercials and stuff like that. I mean it's mostly sometimes it's in other states, but usually just in Louisiana and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
we've still been trying to get funding for our feature, which is called Bury Me.
Hmm.
And you've seen some of that stuff, haven't you, Jason?
Yeah, I saw the short film for it that you guys
Yes.
put out. That's really well done, and I was hoping you guys would actually get to do the full length feature for it because it's a very very good story, good movie. Like I love the short film for it. Is there a link that people could go to actually see the short film version of it?
We might still have the one up on the website. Let me double check. Because we took a lot of the stuff down. Um, because we didn't want people to, think the wrong thing or see something that was going to be changed in the
Okay,
feature version.
but yeah,
I
that
did not
was
lose you again, did I?
no, I'm still here. But yeah,
Okay.
Bury
We're
Me was a
still here.
really, really good short film, and really showcases what Brian can do as far as like cinematography and stuff like that. Dude is so good.
No, he's amazing, honestly. Um, did I? Oh no, you're still there, right?
Yep. Yeah, we're here.
Yes.
I've had it wrong. Hold on, I'm making sure it's before I get the wrong information out because he changes it all the time.
Because
Actually,
I'm looking up on IMDb and I don't see Bury Me on here anymore.
oh, we changed the name. That's why.
Oh, what'd you change it to?
Well, because we didn't want to confuse it like when we do, because we want the feature to be Bury Me.
Okay.
We didn't want the short film that we made because it was a SAG short, and the first we made the it's so confusing when you say it out loud. Not the way you should go around trying to do this, but you know, it's we made the short film first, and it was a shorter version of the feature, and that was back in 2014,
Mhm.
and then we made a prequel to the feature film that was in 2017. And all this was trying to get, funding
Yeah.
and slash because we wanted to shoot more and tell more of the story. Yeah, because now it's called Bury Me. The short film is now called Abby's Repose,
Okay.
and there's there's because he took the full thing down, which I thought he did.
Okay.
We had spoken about that, but because we don't want it to be confusing.
Yeah.
But you can watch two trailers for that on the website on sowilofilms.com.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's also got like our commercial reel on there. It's got the trailer for At the End of Forever, which is the prequel to Bury Me. And then
Oh,
of course we've got the first trailer, or not trailer, the teaser for Astro-Trash on there as well.
okay. You were recently in. I wanted to mention this too. You were in Happy Death Day 2, which is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I was in that for a second.
What was it like being on that? Did you actually get to go up in an airplane, or was?
No, I would no, yeah, I wish. No, it was all they did. God, I'm trying to remember the name of the studio because it's they had almost finished it. They were still working on it at the time on the West Bank, and it they basically just had like the big like the inside of the airplane,
Mm-hmm.
the back of it, like the cargo part, where everything dumps off.
Yeah.
I know I'm sounding terrible right now, not using the technical terms, but um, they basically just had that built, and then they had the blue, green, big green screen. It was a blue, well, the green first and the blue, but behind it. No, and she fell on a crash mat and stuff like that. Like it wasn't it wasn't in an actual airplane,
Oh, okay.
but it
Yeah.
was still a lot of fun.
Brent got to play the skydiving instructor in Happy Death Day to you.
Oh, awesome! I haven't seen that movie. Did your character die?
No, I did not. So if they do a third one and it's the same actors again, yeah, I'll come back.
Hell yeah.
All right.
But awesome. Thank you for coming on the show, Brent. It was really good getting to talk to you again. I can't wait till COVID's over because I want to come hang out in New Orleans again with you one
Well,
evening and
dude,
have dinner.
when I actually am back there, you can come anytime you want, man.
Okay. So you're just hanging out in Texas right now, huh?
Yeah, because I know I'm from Texas, but I don't know if you know the whole thing, but I'm from Houston originally, and when all this started, my parents asked me to come back and quarantine with them and stuff. So she wanted the whole
Yeah.
family together, so I went back, and now I'm kind of just going around and visiting family when I can and stuff. Like I've been went to Houston, went to Austin actually, saw Maka, our dog Crystal, and then our dog Crystal, our dog Maka and Crystal, and then went and did that, and then now I'm seeing a friend in San Antonio.
Awesome. Well, you take care of
Following all the
yourself, and
well,
hopefully, everything will get to start kicking up again, and we'll all start getting some jobs
yeah,
again pretty soon. And
yeah, jobs are nice.
yeah, I had
Yeah, jobs are cool.
I like jobs.
I've gotten like only two auditions over the last like 8 months, so it's been trying to get those out. I'm just like, as soon as I get them, I'm like, here, take it.
Well, it's funny because I mean it's slowly picking back up, and you honestly like a bunch of stuff really did just start back up, so should be getting more honestly.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, like I said, it was great talking to you. When you talk to Brian,
Yes.
tell him, that I think he's one of the greatest cinematographers ever, and I want to work with him again as soon as possible. As soon as I can get my other short film funded, we're going to do that, and once all this craziness is over with.
Which I was going to ask you about real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
I do like that script, by the way.
Well, thank you. I don't know if I haven't never let you read it, Jacob.
Hey, oh, hit me. I was like,
No.
yeah.
And
No, you don't let me read anything. I want to be included.
I
God
mean,
damn
you
it.
never let me read it. I was lying. Sorry about that. My bad. I'm not trying to get you in trouble.
No, I didn't think about it like because I haven't worked on it in a while. I mean, it's written. It's sitting in a folder on my computer for the last year or so, a year and a half, 2 years, and it's a science fiction time travel script. And Brian,
All right.
everybody that was worked on Monsters is on board to come back and work on it, but it's trying to find funding, man. It's hard to find the money you need for a production of that size for a short film, really. So, and I really don't want to do another Kickstarter because that just about gave me a heart attack.
I'll tell you what, if you want to bring me on as a PA, I have like $11 in my bank account. I can donate to the cause.
Hell yeah. Absolutely.
That's definitely a reward. $11, you can be a PA.
Yes. That's pretty much what
Hell
we did.
yeah, that's like a
That's what we did
Patreon tier.
That's what we did for Monsters Anonymous. Like, give us $200 and you could be in the movie.
I mean, it's true.
And we got a lot of those. So, but yeah,
It worked out in that one though.
Yeah, it did. Well, thank you again for coming on the show. And you want to tell everybody where they can find you on the interwebs?
Oh, what? Like all the
Yeah, like your Instagram or your Facebook, whatever.
it's so funny. I'm terrible with that stuff. Like the actual like links and stuff like that.
Yeah, I am too.
I mean the Astro-Trash is on everything, you know, under just under the name Astro-Trash.
Yeah.
And they were under Astro-Trash. Astro-Trash, is it the Astro-Trash series? That's the right way to change it on Instagram.
Okay.
And then hold on, let me change my profile thingy. I'm so terrible. Like actually like remembering the name of it. Like I don't ever give that out.
Yeah, I do the
Okay.
same thing with open micers all the time.
It's hilarious. I don't know. Where do you let's do this? All right, there we go. Yeah, mine is what?
I think you're just
Just my name.
Brent Phillip Henry on Instagram.
It's under Brent Henry on
Okay.
Instagram and stuff like that.
What about you, Jacob? You want to plug anything before we leave tonight?
Yeah, man. So for all the locals listening, Monday night in Gulfport at District on the Alley, at 9 o'clock p.m., I will be hosting a blue comedy open mic. It's going to be very dirty, very offensive, and I'm going to be the most dirty and offensive one there. So if you want to, show up, make sure you bring a couple pairs of nutsacks with you.
Fantastic. And I'm going to play our music here. And if you would like to email us, you can email us at openmicerspodcast@gmail.com.
We're done? I got one more thing.
Oh, hold on. All right.
Sorry, my bad.
That's okay.
I was just
Stop the music!
Stop the music!
Sorry, was that too intense? No, astrotrash.com. It's Astro-Trash the series on Instagram. I'm just under Brent Henry. And then we are on every single major like streaming podcast platform. Like if you can basically listen to podcasts, we should be on it. And we're on YouTube as well.
Awesome.
Yes. Go download it today.
So listen to them what you listen to this podcast on.
Yes. As soon as you're done here.
Exactly.
As soon as you're done here, go listen to Astro-Trash. I'm telling you.
I kind of like his idea. I like his idea.
Yeah, you will not regret it.
Yeah.
But let me run this back here. If you would like to email us, we're at openmicerspodcast@gmail.com. We're at openmicers on Twitter, and we're at openmicerspodcast on Facebook. And go to our Patreon, patreon.com/ompodcast. See you next week. Fantastic. That was awesome.
That was fun, man.
Yes.
And thank you, Rampage, for hanging out with us in the chat. And anybody else that came in and out,
Thanks, Rampage.
Saw our numbers go up and down throughout the show. It's so hard to get people to watch this show. I don't know why. Like we get better numbers on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually upload this from Twitch to YouTube, and as soon as I do that, I'll put it over on. I'll link it to Facebook.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no, because definitely. I'll can't talk. I will send this out as well.
Okay. And the actual podcast itself, I'm going to put the podcast up for the Patreon people as soon as we're done here, and then it'll be out for the public Saturday at 7 a.m.
Cool, man. I was going to ask you too. Have you had West Phelan on or no?
No, not yet. I've been wanting to do that, but we're actually booked up through the rest of the year, and so I'm probably.
Oh, you're booked up the rest of the year.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk to him over the holidays.
That's awesome, man. Now I actually feel special.
But yeah, I'm going to have him on early next year because, man, that dude is all over the place.
He really is now, especially. And it's funny because I sent him everything for the show, too, and I've been waiting for him to get to listen to it. I don't know if he has yet. You know what? I'm going to message that bastard right now.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream right now. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week.